Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Your girl is back again at Deola. It's been a while. We had a heart-to-heart talk. Yeah, I've been away for some time, and yes, this is a great opportunity to have a heart-to-heart talk with you once again. Today I'm going to talk about a healthy self-esteem, First of all, what is a self-esteem? Let me say, it's actually what we think of ourselves. It's positive, and it can also be negative. But let's talk about the positive side. It's like having confidence and self-respect. When we are contented with ourselves, our abilities, and who we are, our level of competence. When the way we feel about ourselves is relatively stable, and sometimes it can fluctuate. That is, it can go up, and sometimes we feel down about ourselves. So it also gives us hope, and it makes us resilient about life. It affects the way we think, the way we behave. It affects the way we interact with people and the things we can handle. Although sometimes there are some situations that we might pass through, such as illness, joblessness. We can experience breakup. There are some things that can happen to us within a short period of time that can try to limit or moderate the way we feel about ourselves. And later, we might experience some changes as well, so that we can bounce back. But in the moment that we're going through those stuff, we should try as much as possible that it does not diminish our self-esteem. Because I know this is the most difficult part, because people with early self-esteem will always credit themselves when things go right, and when things go wrong, they still try to keep up with the idea that they are capable and they are wonderful kind of personality, and they can always keep going, keep moving no matter what. So I know it's easier said than done, but the best thing is to try as much as possible to evaluate your mistakes and shortcomings and just to work on them. So how do we improve on our self-esteem? Number one, we have the healthy self-esteem to start with, and we have the impaired self-esteem. Sometimes people misinterpret confidence with some narcissistic attitude or some conceited behavior. There are some individuals who mix those things up. They're always trying to look for something to compensate their insecurity by trying to be harmful to other people in their relationship with others. For example, boasting about your qualities is not a healthy self-esteem. It's not a sign of confidence. It's just a sign that you depend so much on other people's validation about yourself, their opinion about yourself, and it shows that you have an impaired self-esteem. But a healthy self-esteem requires that you are able to realistically assess your strengths and your weaknesses. And you should try as much as possible, in as much as we try not to hurt other people's feelings. We don't want to base our self-esteem in the way they feel about us. We don't want to cloud our self-judgment around the way they feel about us, that is their opinion of us. So at the same time, we should work on our flaws without judging ourselves. We should accept ourselves. That is self-acceptance. It's very, very important. You can see yourself in a positive way, but you might have a pretty low self-acceptance, and you don't really believe so much that, you're a smart person. Just learn to forgive yourself and move on. An impaired self-esteem can affect you negatively. It can affect me negatively. It can affect us and our abilities to manage adversities and disappointments. That is why you see some people, they don't know how to handle some situations. I'm not talking about depression right now. I'm just talking about the way they handle the blows that comes to them. And it can also affect our relationship with others. People can take advantage of us if our self-esteem is not healthy enough, if it's impaired. And that is where you hear some people say insecurity, like he's insecure, she's insecure, because such people did not work on their self-esteem. They always doubt themselves. They're always criticizing themselves. We need to recognize our worth at all times and express our needs and wants. It's not a sign of weakness, but it shows that no matter what we're going through, we are still the same wonderful person. We are still the same good person. And when we make mistakes, we can correct them and move on. And we should never devalue ourselves. or our positive skills. We should remember wonderful things. We should remember our positive skills, our wonderful attributes. And we should not unconsciously put ourselves down. And we should always learn to say positive things about people. Today, this is a social media world, and when I go through some channels or some pages online, I'm so surprised that you see people devaluing others all the time, and they're like, I'm entitled to my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. But we should always try as much as possible to moderate how we see people, because sometimes the things we say about ourselves is actually projecting the way we feel about ourselves. Like, maybe we actually like to put other people down to make ourselves feel good. But these are the things we need to work on, because it shows the kind of self-esteem that we have sometimes. And we should not be afraid to try new things. We should welcome new ideas, and we should never see failure in everything. So how do you know a positive self-esteem? And I wouldn't like to call it a low self-esteem, but I will call it an impaired self-esteem. For a positive self-esteem, that is a healthy one, just love yourself, feel confident, know your value no matter what happens. I don't care how many breakups you had. I don't care how many people you've met and they made you feel some type of way about yourself. Then accept compliments and don't say negative things about yourself. Pay attention to yourself and work on yourself. Have some self-respect, have some self-compassion. That self-compassion thing is not a thing that is common with people. We want to constantly tell ourselves that, oh, you know what? I'm a mess. I messed up real big, But have some self-compassion. Let it go. Be happy for others genuinely, and be accepting of other people. Be assertive, be expressive, be optimistic. Always welcome a feedback. Don't be scared of anything. It's all about improvement. And for someone with very unhealthy self-esteem, or let me say low self-esteem, they always feel like they are incompetent. They're always having self-doubt, judging and disliking themselves, allowing us to abuse them. There's this saying that you should put other people first, but always remember that is not an excuse for you to allow abuse. You're always, you're not, you always give up easily. You are self-loathing. You envy other people. You are unhappy in all relationships. You are always defensive. That defensive part is the scariest part of people. You are always trying to manipulate situations to favor you. And you always feel like you're not enough, and you are always anxious and pessimistic. So remember that anything can cause an impaired self-esteem, that is unhealthy self-esteem. It could be your past. You might have been emotionally abandoned in your past, and you might grow up in a dysfunctional environment. But no matter what happens to you, don't let it define who you are. There is nothing compared to having a good self-esteem. Let's do this again next time. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on TikTok at Daisy once again. I'm so glad to have you back on this channel. Have a wonderful day. Bye.